Hello, SciCraft!
Hello. Okay.
I feel naked.
I had to wear a suit for this.
Hello guys! This is again Drago42 to go with the SciCraft crew. Hey guys!
Hey guys!
Hey! Hello!
And for today's server tour, after a long time, we are joined by Cass.
Hi!
So, if you don't know Cass, you should definitely check out his channel. Because he has some pretty cool stuff on piston doors, mini-games, even survival mini-games, which is pretty cool I think. And yeah, a lot of technical Minecraft, so whenever you need some piston magic, piston extenders, I guess that's the place to look it up. And apart from that, we also have a bunch of new people here. So one of them is XCOM.
Hey!
So you might have seen him to go one showing some fixes for Minecraft 1.12, fixing some ghost block stuff. So dear Mojang, maybe take a look at that. Would be nice to also have it in the game without us patching it every time you update. Then, what else do we have? T5 was already here in another server tour. Tiddle, or TDL, recently joined us. And we also have EJAR740. Unfortunately, couldn't make it today, but yeah, check the video description. There will be a link to his channel as well. All pretty cool folks that do some pretty cool stuff. But I would say let's get to today's episode. And that... wait. Okay, maybe I should put on armor and not assume I can fly without an elytra. Might make sense. Okay, so first of all we want to show you a brief update on our Nether Hub. So as you can see, almost all the slots here are filled by now. And we actually have a plan for this one as well. It's not going to be a piston bolt, but something that we need since we expanded it. And the expansion of the Nether Hub goes down here. So we have an additional layer in here by now. And you can see the similar gates as upstairs. So we have plenty of place now for additional piston bolts. One of them is already there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We have a lot of additional space now, so we can start a lot more projects. And then we have a bunch of utility things here, like a bunch of chests to store things temporarily, and a useful item dispenser. So I'm almost out of food, so let's just grab a bunch of steak. And I'm good again. And nice thing is, maybe someone can empty it. Just take out whatever is in there. I'm also gonna take a steak or two. And as you can see, we get a fresh box fenced here. And the empty ones go down here. The steak shouldn't be here. Yes. Yeah, then we also have a bunch of rockets. Maybe I should stock up on those. And some ender pearls. Well, I'm good with those. Yeah, quite useful, these things. If you know how to build one of those, I guess Mango, you have a tutorial on your channel?
I actually have it.
Oh, actually, okay, never mind. So, yeah, that's a quite nice extension here, I think. We roughly kept the theme that we had before, and it looks pretty good, I think. But let's not care too much about the aesthetics. We also have a bit of functionality, and I'm actually lost on which side it is.
This side.
Is that the side? Where's the side?
South side.
Over here.
Where I'm jumping.
Oh, so I'm not the only one last.
No, it takes just a little bit of time.
Yeah. There we are. What do we have here? A mob switch. So this button activates and deactivates a wither-based mob switch. So we have a whole bunch of withers. I think 320. Basically captured in bedrock. And yeah, with this button we can activate a loader. So those chunks are loaded, and they count to the mob cap, and that way no mobs spawn unless we have way too many people spread out over the nether. That's quite a nice thing to have, especially if you want to build some large limestone contraption. This is super useful because you get rid of ghasts that would constantly wreck your build. Yeah, for now we'll leave it activated, because we don't expect mob spawning, or don't want mob spawning in the nether, but we'll want something else. So, did I forget anything about Nether Hub?
The display.
We changed out the slabs from sandstone to quartz.
Very important.
Very
some
important.
details. Yeah, the display, if you want to know what that's about, Check
Wait
the
for next
channel.
tour.
He already showed it, where he built it. Or wait for one of the next server tours. But I would say we need to travel quite a bit, so let's already hop in the minecart. And yeah. So there's a subtle hint already on the screen what farm we are showing you guys today. So of course this is a slime farm. And it's not just a simple slime farm. I mean, we had one in the witch perimeter. But yeah, we thought we would take it a little higher or to the next level and make it a bit faster. So we're actually traveling now to an area which has a huge amount of slime chunks all close together, so they would all be in usable range for farms. And in fact we have something like 33 slime chunks there. But we actually didn't use all of them because yeah, the farms are already fast enough.
Let me ask you guys,
Straight to the overworld?
who was the god of patience capable of building this traveling device here? Because
I guess those were multiple people.
wow, this was really
We
huge.
built this quite a long time ago just to have a connection to the closest mega taiga.
I don't
Which
think
was
this
really
is
far
the
away.
longest one. I don't think this is the longest tunnel.
Yeah,
For
we
God's
could have
sake.
longer ones.
I
you can
hope we won't
already
get
see
any
some pretty-
entity cramming with all those players.
Hello, universe.
Maybe you don't have armor on.
GG.
Today.
I just gotta quickly get back by cheating.
Oh,
Well. Yeah, okay. For the sake of recording,
Yeah.
I'll grab
it's just a
your
matter of traveling. So,
No, I'm there.
alright. So, yeah, I guess let's just take a look around flying over it. You can see there's quite a few slime farms in all kind of sizes. They are differently sized simply because we sometimes have multiple chunks next to each other. And in fact, we've two of these towers with iron golems. Maybe you can see them. Ah, right here. Yeah, for each chunk we have on two sides a tower with iron golems, and they lure all the slimes off the platform. So the water that you see at the moment is only to prevent spawning. So at the moment they are all disabled. But as soon as we remove the water, slimes will spawn like crazy here. And what then happens is they land down in this water stream and get flushed into a nether portal. So I have a whole bunch of nether portals here. And those of you who have a bit of experience with nether portals, they create a ton of lag when entities are going through. So we did a few things to make it a bit better. First of all, we tried to minimize the number of nether portals. So you see they're not super wide.
oh, his elytra broke. That's why he died.
Oh,
Rip.
wow. That's special. Alright, that's a pretty
That was so
Yeah,
slow,
we-
that was the smoothest landing ever. I have it on video.
I had the same thing at some point, so the elytras are sometimes really broken. Like when you land super smoothly, you still die.
I did it
felt
today
that
as
also
well.
sucks. Oh man.
Going great today.
Yeah. I guess everyone saw he landed quite smoothly and still died.
Wearing where's your pants?
That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we have those small windows here we can look out. Should we just activate half of the farms?
Oh, I can't fly. I'm just stepping up there, climbing up the ladders here because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
suck
enemies
with
on the
flying.
first layer here, so that's wholly possible. And which side?
I told you the ladder will be useful.
Oh yeah, we actually just installed that a few minutes ago.
Oh, that was a good idea.
Now
Right.
we can just see the water disappearing from some of the farms. And the
Half.
reason why we only activate some of them is because those farms already fill the mob cap for a single player. So if we would activate both farms, we would have a problem with the portals again.
This is amazing. Wow.
Yeah. So the problem with the portals is, as I said, the game has this caching mechanism, but if it's too rarely that a slime goes through a certain part of the portal, then the caching will fail, and the next time a slime goes through, the game has to check 8 million blocks again. So we want to focus the spawns onto as few portals as possible, and as long as we only have enough spawns to fill a single player mob cap, we only want half of the farms active. So this is focused. Now, we have a bunch of additional perimeters on the server, as some of you might be aware. And we actually have a second account, so with one of enemy spots here, just so we can all go to the Nether instead of the spawns for the tour. But we also have another bot account in a second perimeter to increase the mob cap. So it's just a bunch of additional chunks loaded by a player, and well, there now no spawning can happen there because it's a completely empty perimeter. And due to that, we can actually activate the second part. And now let's try to get a glimpse, see the water disappearing. It takes quite a bit of time, so the signal is traveling through an observer line, and the observers are actually also part of the spawning platform here, which is quite nice. And you can already see slime spawning there. And immediately they start tracking the golems, side towers. They fall down, go into the portal, and we'll see a lot of drops on the nether side. Did anyone actually activate the collection system?
Is there anybody actually in the Nether?
Yeah, we should better go there quickly before we get into trouble.
We have a chunk loading grid there.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, if we have too many drops and the collection isn't active,
that might not be that good.
Ooh, actually it's hooked up to the collection system, so we should get there quickly or the server would crash.
Yeah, let's
I am here.
get up there. Yeah, so while I'm climbing up here, maybe another few facts. So I already mentioned we have something like 33 chunks. We weren't quite sure if we had one more or less, but something along this order, 33 chunks that we could use, but we're actually only using 24. So for a single player mob cap, 12 chunks are already sufficient. And let me get through. Yeah, there we are. And yeah, so basically if you have 12 chunks all in reach of one AFK position, that's completely sufficient for a single player. And only for special technical servers you need more, if you really want to go for the maximum. And there we go in the Nether. Let's wait for everyone to come through, but this is definitely
don't die again.
the side. Oh yeah. I guess the player to mob death ratio in this episode will still be pretty good, because there's a lot of mobs dying here.
Oh, I love this place.
A lot of slimes.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Come down.
And that's the thing. So we have one problem here with the slimes. It's too many to see the portal. But if you look very carefully, you see there's no bottom of the portal. So even though the slimes already spawn below the portal, we sometimes had the case that the slime would die in the portal frame, and then more slimes would either go back to the overworld or just their drops would go back. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem because it causes additional lag and all kind of problems. And yeah, we really don't want that. So we removed the bottom two obsidian blocks using an update suppression technique. So basically the way this works, I think Mango, you showed this also in one of your episodes.
Yes.
We attached a whole lot of banners to the block, so they would all pop off when the block gets mined, and that way we exceeded the limit of updates the game can do in a single tick. So when you break the block, all the banners pop off, and actually at some point it stops, and then the game basically hits this limit and forgets to update the portal, and therefore the portal stays active. So
Man,
yeah,
it looks like a slime spawner. Like, they spawn like crazy here.
Oh yeah, this is
So awesome. So efficient. Brilliant.
that's pretty crazy.
Did we mention the raids yet?
No, I haven't. I just want to say that. So the raids, if we would run it in single player mode, we would have something around 180k. We never really measured it super accurately because it's quite difficult at that scale. But yeah, single player, like no additional perimeter loaded by another player, we'd have something like 180k. But with 2 players, we are reaching 330,000 slime balls per hour.
Wow, you should call it the slime sprinkler.
Oh yeah, this one is...
Wow.
It's really nuts. So the way it works is quite simple. Slime simply drop down, and the first layer of slime, so the biggest ones, for example, or whatever size they have, they die right away. And then the medium and small slimes, they die very, very quickly on the magma blocks. But of course those blocks don't destroy any drops. So we can nicely collect them with a minecart system underneath. And my frames are dropping here when I'm getting too close. Holy heck. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. Actually, we have a double layer of glass here, because otherwise the slimes would constantly glitch out. So a single layer shell here would not be enough. Simply when they're dying and spawning somewhere, they glitch through, and you would probably have to run away all the time. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So here we have an indicator for the intermediate storage for the slime balls, and a nice little crafting station. So you get the slime balls on one stage, on one side, put the slime blocks in here, and once it's full it automatically breaks, or once that one's empty, you get a new shulker box.
I think we should mention the size of the killing chamber is intentionally so big, instead of like just one small drop chute, so we can spread them out and pick up the items easier.
Yeah, so we really needed a large system here, and do all kind of tricks, because the current pickup system could in principle handle up to, 570,000 items per hour, and since we get up to 330,000, well, we are about at the same order of magnitude. So even just cutting the efficiency of the collecting system in half would not be sufficient, and the server would pretty much die to too many items being around. And that's why we were also a bit afraid when we forgot to activate the collection here. Because yeah, if you leave it running without the collection active, the server will die in, I don't know, a couple minutes. Just because so many items accumulate here. So I think we should have a way downstairs, right?
Yeah, behind the roof.
Yeah.
So let's take a quick look into this madness downstairs. One after another. Players colliding with other players. Best idea. I just want to enter down. Now I made it.
And chickens can push you, like, chickens are super strong in Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Rego killed me once with chickens. It was fun.
Oh yeah. That was actually a pretty funny thing. Anyways, so let's take a look at the monstrosity of a collection system. So what you can see here is a minecart system on top that picks up the items. And each minecart then actually gets emptied by something that's equivalent to 4 hoppers. So, yeah, it's a bit laggy here. I apologize for the frame rate. But what happens, the minecart gets stuck here until it's unloaded. There's a bunch of additional hopper minecarts here that suck out the items very quickly. And then we have those hoppers here, which basically feed it into 4 paths. So 2 go to the side, 1 goes into this chest here, 1 goes to a chest on the very left, and the same thing on the other side. And for each minecart we have here, and those are, I think, 18 minecarts? Mango, you know the numbers better than
20.
20? Okay. So we have 20 rows here, and each of them has 4 shulker box filling systems attached. So in total we are filling 80 shulker boxes at the same time, just to keep up with the speed of this farm. And can we open it? No, it's facing the wrong way.
Only in spectator.
Let's actually do that just to show you how fast this is filling. So let's take a look.
How long would it
can
be
someone set
per
cast
double
to...
chest slime balls? 50 seconds?
Yes,
Yeah,
double
something
chest
like
would
that.
fill it. Yeah.
It'll fill fast enough. And this one is actually almost filled. Here, so...
Wow.
Okay, it's running a bit unreliable because we're really torturing the server here. But once it's filled, let's wait those couple seconds, we can actually see it being broken and a new one being dispensed. Maybe someone can put Cass in spectator as well, so you can take a look at the system in more detail.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I like the trick you guys used with the trapdoor. The way you power the trapdoor and then how the minecart bounces back and forth to make it unload faster. Really smart technique.
And now it's filled, and it should update every second. Yeah. But need some time on the hopper. Large enough backlog. Now there we go. So yeah, that's a pretty cool system, I think. Basically, as soon as this hopper here produces an update, because it gets locked. So this is a really smart system, actually. So the way it works is when this signal strength here from this comparator gets strong enough, it will actually power this hopper here. And since it changes its state when it gets powered, this observer will emit a pulse, and via this piston and observer, the pulse goes back into this piston and pushes down this observer to break the shulker box, and at the same time gives a signal, just before it gets retracted again, it gives a signal to the dispenser here, which places a new shulker box. So yeah, I think that's a really smart system to use. And then back here we basically just have a huge supply of shulker boxes, which get transported around. And yeah, the hoppers below here, of course, are just there to collect the shulker boxes and bring them to a storage.
Also mention the quality control for the shulker boxes.
Yep. Where is it actually?
So all those hoppers, they lead to this system here. And it could actually happen that we get a chicken from those zombie pigmen that spawn in the portal blocks. And then it happens, the chicken goes to the other side, gets killed by the magma, and then feathers and chicken cock is picked up. And of course would contaminate the shulker box. That's why we spit out the shulker box once more with the dispenser. Then check if we have signal strength 15. If there's a feather in there, we only have 14, and we sort it out this way. So yeah, here we can...
Yeah, it's much nicer if it's well sorted.
Oh, I see some cake technology here.
Which side are you?
You can get me back to game mode 0, so you guys can see me. Here, there's a cake here. I've seen this technique used very rarely in Minecraft. This is interesting.
Yeah, whenever you need signal strength 14, cake is great.
Yeah, so it never gives out a 15, right? I see a full cake is 14 already.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice thing to use. You just shouldn't be too hungry around here. Because that might ruin the system. Yeah, but I think it's a pretty impressive thing. It's a very large, but still, for what it can do, a very compact collection system here.
Yeah, considering all it does, it's quite compact.
Yeah, so the slime balls get stored here into this intermediate storage. We also take an output with a comparator to light up those lamps so we know how much is left.
So, I would say we head back up.
By the way,
yep.
Yes.
when we started we had 3 lamps on, now we have 5 lamps on, so a lamp is around double chest at this point, so it's a bit over 100,000 items to be found just showing this off.
Just
so
during the time we were here, wow.
Shulker boxes, right?
And the hopper loop that goes from the crafting system to the storage here, it's around like 300,000 items just before the first lamp turns on.
Yeah, simply because everything's stored in shulker boxes, the numbers explode. But we really need the storage. And yeah.
So we have like 10 hours before we have to empty the slime ball storage.
Yeah. So imagine every lamp here, not even counting the hoppers, every lamp here represents a double chest, and they're being filled with shulker boxes full of slime balls. In 10 hours, all of those will be lit.
Wow.
Well, actually by now a bit less, probably something like, I don't know, 8 hours? Or maybe 9. So, yeah, that's quite impressive, I think. But I would say, enough downstairs.
Maybe
Let's
what
head back
happens
up.
next, so those white boxes get filled with slime blocks, and then they get sent up to the main storage.
Oh yeah. And let's see if we can get back up here. Yay, made it. Yeah.
Oh,
we have a nice landing.
Time to
Now we
shine.
can actually turn off the slime farms, I guess, to get better rates and frame rates.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's
a little cut.
I'll do that.
I have no idea how to fly. Oh, I flew.
Can Yeah, maybe Cass can ask questions if he has so far.
At this this moment, I'm worried about trying to fly. I managed, and now I'm trapped in a place where I basically will die from being hit from the fire. How?
If you have an ender pearl,
You can sneak or you can just jump off to fly, right?
I don't know how to get where you guys are at. Maybe. Oh.
Yeah, we're just flying up and landing somewhere on this long strip.
Okay, guys. You know, I'm gonna have it. It's going to be a long time before I can get there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm going down and show you the ladder for emergencies.
Someone already turning off the farm?
Cass?
Yeah, it's turning off.
Cass?
Right,
follow me.
Okay.
Alright, we are all back just outside the main hall, and here we're at our storage. So, once we've crafted those shulker boxes full of slime blocks, they go up here, just in a small storage. Bunch of shulker boxes in there at the moment. Yeah, the top probably not yet. And then we actually manually sort them into these chests. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of them. Now, you might ask, why do we do this manually? And the reason is, well, we needed some space on these chests. It's not directly visible, but there's actually something behind this wall which I think is pretty impressive. It's super amazing, actually. So, let's quickly walk around here.
Actually, maybe let's head to the main hall. So, you might be wondering how many blocks do we have by now. So we can quickly go to the main hall and actually check those displays. So at the moment we have 1.536 million slime blocks. And yeah, so how do we know this? This is the next part.
Yeah, so we don't change the lights here manually, of course. We actually have an additional thing here, namely the percentage at which the storage is filled. So yeah, the 1.5 billion slime blocks are only about a quarter of the storage capacity we have. So in total, we have a storage capacity of about 5.9 million blocks when everything here is filled. And yeah, Mango already mentioned there's a way how we know it. And that's simply by filling the boxes here and having a bit of space behind them. So everything I've already quickly teased you now. Everything we have here is basically a huge counter and converter and whatnot. Maybe XCOM, you want to explain a bit?
Yeah. This first section over here is just basically grabbing the signals from the chests, and then they're like gotten from the competitors, and they just go into adders, and it just keeps adding all the numbers together to count the exact redstone signal from each chest, and then you get like an output of three. I think it's 3 lines. Yeah, 3 lines, and then those 3 lines basically have a hexadecimal value, indicating the exact number of redstone signals that come out of those chests, and then we do some math conversion from hexadecimal to decimal. And that's what the whole, this whole right part, this whole large part to the right, well, if you're looking this way. And then when the whole conversion is done, we multiply it with this last section over here is the multiplier. It multiplies the numbers together, and then we get the exact number of the amount of chests that have been filled with the slime.
Yeah, so basically we need to multiply it because, of course, here we get a number of, or something which is proportional to the number of shulker boxes in those chests.
Actually, the signal strength.
Yeah, I mean the signal strength is proportional to the number of items in there, right? So we get a number which in the end represents the number of shulker boxes, but we want the number of items, so we have to multiply them with a factor which converts from signal strength per shulker box to items. And yeah, this factor is here basically hard-coded in the wiring. And then it goes all the way over here to the right-hand side. And Yeah, and basically through this wall, we are powering the 7-segment displays on the other side.
One thing we didn't talk about yet is if you look behind these lines that bus to the display, the whole part basically starting around here, the back part, that's all for the percentage. That's a different multiplication.
Yeah,
And
so there we actually normalize it to 100% at maximum. Like if the full strength would come in, yeah, we would have 100.
And then all those lines
then
come
go over here.
Yeah, and then below the floor.
So that takes also quite some time, but ends up on the second display for the percentage.
As you might notice, we don't have like regular redstone lines here with repeaters or comparators because yeah, that would be quite tedious and quite slow if you have to place a comparator every third or fourth block. So what we did is we inverted the signal and used the high side of the signal strength to carry this, the numbers. That's why
so you see it's only like, how many blocks is it? 6 blocks. So yeah, we're basically always going back and forth and splitting it into a few more lanes. It's not really a digital converter or analog to digital converter, but something in between.
Here a decimal signal is transferred, that's why I can use the trick with the comparators.
Right, that's why we have 6 lanes here.
Basically that's left from the 15.
10 states left, yeah. Yeah, that's quite nice. And then yeah, we end up on the percentage display over there.
Maybe you should also actually take something out of the chess. It takes about 15 seconds until the changed signal arrives. So let's take a look at it.
So we just took some stuff out. It's only going to be a small amount by which it changes. And I think the absolute number will change a bit earlier.
Yep.
So this one takes like 15 seconds, the other one about 20 seconds. And now you can see the numbers are slightly decreasing. Well, it takes a bit of time until it's fully correct. Now we're slightly below 1.5 million. Just by taking out a bunch of shulker boxes. And if you look over here, oh, we're now spot on at 25%.
25 exact. This is awesome.
So the accuracy at which we can measure things, given that we store the shulker boxes in a reasonable way and not just filling each chest to a certain threshold, I mean, then of course we would get some systematic shift, some systematic uncertainty in there, which kind of gives us a wrong result. But if we start filling them properly from the beginning to the end, then this 0.01% level, or here the last digit, is about the accuracy of the whole system. So even though we only have like those 16 states per chest, we can still measure it fairly accurately.
Plus minus 5,000.
Yep.
Plus minus 5,000. So if I was to reverse engineer what you guys did here, it's a system summing up the signal strengths. So then you multiply by a constant that will max out to 10,000, I would guess. And then you just place the decimal point after 2 decimals from the right side, and then you have the precision. So, and no pistons here. I see the shulker boxes as well. I know we are doing subtraction there. I know how we are setting up the things here, and I like the space that you had to work here with the golden blocks, man.
Yeah, this took around 10,000 golden blocks to build.
This whole area is amazing. Like, I love seeing the redstone around it. Like, we have this glass box here, so we can see everything working here. No pistons. I'm amazed.
You should stand here and we should take out some stuff and see the whole thing blinking.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, let's do that. That's quite impressive. The accuracy is actually mostly limited by how accurately we can measure the chests. So, I mean, each chest has 54 slots, like each double chest, but we only get 16 states. And that's sort of already limiting us. So you can imagine it's around something like 3 to 4 shulker boxes, which make up 1 signal strength of a comparator coming from the chest. And so you can't really distinguish between 2 and 3 shulker boxes, for example. That's sort of what limits us.
Yeah, it was a bit underwhelming, so it's not blinking much.
guess it's a bit too silent in some sense. No, it's actually blinking a bit over here. See, there's some stuff happening. And
Yeah, I can see some blinking.
it's probably hard to spot the signal strength changing so slightly.
You have some torches going on and off.
Yeah, that at least we could see.
It's cool anyways,
So-
like I love silent systems. Brilliant. Really nice job, XCOM. Really, really nice job.
Oh, it's Mango. I would say it's Mango.
It was a team effort.
Oh, you
That
Mango.
was multiple people.
Nice job, Bill Mango. Really,
Don't
really
blame me.
nice job.
I haven't done anything.
No.
I thought you Mango said it was you, but if it's you
He had the
Mango.
idea. So when XCOM joined the server, he said, we need to do something with computers. And I said, yeah, there's nothing much you can do in survival. And yeah, then I suggested we actually build the storage here, and XCOM really liked the idea, and we did it more or less in 3 days to come up with the whole thing in creative. It was really fun because it was definitely something different for us. Nobody has ever done something with computers before, so it's really a nice challenge to do this system here.
Yeah, that's probably
Yes.
the best computer ever.
We use structure blocks.
Oh,
creative,
this is something we have in common, Real Mongo. A small computer is something I have on my plans for my little series, my little survival series, and I couldn't imagine that you guys have done this already. Really cool, really cool.
I think
Oh,
we had
man.
a couple of roadblocks, a couple of times where we were building the whole thing. We got stuck on some math problems, and then we just kept thinking about it. And then I think it was like late at night. We all went to bed. I wake up the next day. I'm like, going, "How are we gonna do this? This is not gonna be possible." And then all of a sudden, Mango is like logging in, doing the copy pasting, and suddenly, like, he's like talking to me about like, "I fixed it." I'm like, "What? Have you fixed it already?" And he had like already found out how to fix the whole thing.
Yeah, that's often the case with these kind of things.
I think this is a thing with Redstoners. We can't sleep until we finish a project that is stuck in our minds, and it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Also, the original version of the adders and everything we used to build this thing was way bigger. And then we spent like a whole day just compacting down the adders. And actually those adders are stackable, so basically what you see here is 6 or 7 times the same adder as we used on the other side, for example. And the decimal and hex adders are almost the same, except that the decimal adders use different signal strengths, that's why you have the shulker boxes. And with the hex adders we use redstone blocks for the full signal strength.
Yeah, I think we need about 5,000 or 6,000 comparators here.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, comparators everywhere.
Now compare that to a usual build.
Oh, I see that line back
Impressive,
there.
thing.
And I know exactly what went through your minds. Like this line below there, look at the backside there, with that line of comparators going straight to the right side. You guys didn't want to use redstone dust, right?
Yeah.
I know what you think.
No, the problem is that comparators like have this really bad property of you can't put redstone in between. So it's like you're forced to put comparators against comparators, and it basically makes things even slower. The signal has to travel through every single comparator.
Oh.
I guess it's something for Mojang. Hopefully they will give us some kind of a busing block so that we can send redstone signals quickly.
Are you for real? You mean you can't place redstone in between the chain of comparators?
No, like,
what do you mean exactly?
There's 2 redstone next to each other, because then you lose signal strength again. We could have used like every
So it's an
second
analog line.
comparator, could have used dust there. We did that in some places as well, but for there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I will have to
before
look
It's
into
actually
that.
beneficial to use more comparators here, so it's a bit more synchronized. So I saw the 7-segment display blinking. We didn't perfectly synchronize it, so this was just one effort to at least make it a little bit better.
Interesting. I didn't know about that. We'll for sure watch for this in the future, in my future designs.
Yeah, so basically the signal travel times of the individual components of the signal, so to speak, or the different digits, if you want to say so, yeah, if they are more similar, then things don't blink that crazily.
Yeah. But it's also not really possible to synchronize it perfectly with the system, and we didn't even try.
Yeah, I guess that would be even more insane. But yeah, do we have anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode and this tour. Thanks again, Cass, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, again, if you don't know his channel yet, be sure to check him out. His channel is called Maizuma Games. And no, he's not called Maizuma Games himself.
Yay!
People tend to confuse that.
A lot.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for naming your channel differently than yourself.
That's what I get, and I'm hooked. Guys, thank you very much for inviting me. That was an amazing tour. You guys have something really great going on here. And awesome, awesome time.
Getting really crazy here.
But this guy here, this guy here, I have a beef to pick with you, you know?
Oh yeah. So, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this episode will stick in your minds for a bit. Yeah. That was Mango Slap for an attempt of a bad pun. Yeah. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Do you guys have any resources on the server or something? Guys, like
No, we just started out
wood and iron. Are you guys okay with that? Maybe we can build a single cell iron farm, something like to help you guys.
Help you.
I have like 1 double chest diamond ore. How many do you need?
Yeah, if you get starting, if you start starving, you just have to eat your fingers.